What's up, mamas? How are y'all doing this fine Saturday, honey? Well, as promised, I am going to talk about how to build your tribe. Building your tribe as a mom, especially as a single mom, as a human being, is so important to every area of our life, believe it or not. And so it's so important that when I attended Michelle Obama's tour that she was going around, A Night with Michelle, I can't remember the name of it, Becoming, that's what it was. I enjoyed myself so much, right? But she even talked about how she made mom friends, and we think, oh, you're first lady, even before she was first lady, in the community, activating, working, boss woman. She was like, listen, motherhood is something else, and she had to learn to build her tribe. And so if the First Lady, our former First Lady of the United States, as fabulous as she is and was, had to build her tribe, okay, you do too. And so it's so important that when I wrote my first book, I actually dedicated a chapter called Find Your Tribe. Number 1 is heal. Number 2 is find your why. That's your purpose, girl, your reason for being. And number 3 is find your tribe. And so I give you lots of tips and strategies in there, but the nuts and bolts of it is I want you to learn how to stop focusing on what isn't working and who left and who's not there, and start focusing on what is left and what you have to offer and who you are and what you like to do. Really give these things some thought, right? You don't want to get into tribes where you're doing things that you really don't like to do. Like, for example, if I lied just because I liked some dude, right? Because, we do that sometimes. We feel belittled. And said I like camping, and so now I'm going on these camping trips and I'm hanging out. Brother Fine, now he looking good chopping his wood, but me in a tent at night with animals and bugs and snakes, it's not my thing. It's not my thing. Now glamping I might be able to do. I think that's where you got real cabins and you're not really in the woods, okay? That I might be able to do. So I'm giving that as an example of saying I don't need to be hanging out with people that like to do that, pretending that that's something I like to do, because that's not me. Instead, I need to be where people are doing the things that I like to do. This is why I'm telling you, y'all know I'm so K-Wanda. This is why I'm telling you to figure out what it is that you like to do and start looking for associations and memberships and community groups that are doing the things, even if it involves what you do for your work, your career. There's nothing wrong with that. Get involved in those things too. But then on a deeper level, you're going to start getting to know people. You're going to start hanging out with folks. You're going to go from work friends. You're going to go from being association friends. You're going to go from being church members to your close-knit group, because you've allowed yourself to be what? Vulnerable and authentically you. Okay, so finding your tribe, if I can boil it down into a short video, into these nuts and bolts, is start out by getting rid of all the stuff that isn't working. Okay, because the thing is, our energy, who we are, our excitement, essence, joy for life, that attracts other people who have that same thing going on. Likewise, if we're in a place of bitterness and angst and worry and all that stuff, we're going to attract those friends that like to do this mess, keep talking about nothing and drama and keeping all that up. And you're going to be like, why am I still surrounded by these kind of people when I want the kind of tribe that steps in the gap and helps me when I need it? Well, you got to be that kind of person for somebody else, and you got to start letting people know it's okay to befriend you. And I know it's hard. I know some of you are living in places where you don't have family, new cities, and you've moved for work, and you're like, okay, I'm starting from scratch here. Sometimes that's the best thing. I've told this story many times. I moved from Louisiana with a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, honey, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. One of the best decisions, right? And I made new friends. I met new people. I was excited. I met this one couple that had 3 little girls, the same ages as my 2 little boys, and we are still friends. In fact, we travel to see each other. We go to our kids' graduations. Me and the mom hang out. We have even gone to DR together. That's my girl, okay? And when they needed to have couple time and go on vacation, I was like, listen, if you grown, married folks, don't let me watch these kids for the weekend while y'all go have some adult time, you better. And when it was time for me to go out of town and do something, they watched my boys. And so this is what I'm saying to you, building those relationships, vetting people. Of course, we don't just leave our kids with folks cold turkey. You got to watch them, watch how they are, look at their character. How do they behave? Do they believe the same things that you do? When you're interacting around each other's children, when you're at their house, when you're listening to what they're saying in conversation, are they matching up with what it is that you believe? Do you share the same values? Now, there are some people, and this particular set of friends, they don't have the same religious beliefs per se as I do. They started out Christian, went through a phase and all of that, but I knew they wouldn't hurt my kids. And it was quite clear that I'm a Christian. I raised my children Christian. I don't be talking on this other stuff. Okay. Now that's the line, right? And we've never had any problems. And so I'm simply saying, don't let the fact that somebody is of a different ethnicity stop you from being friends. Don't let the fact that y'all might even have different religious beliefs, unless it's something that's, you really don't want your kids taught, or you really, don't believe, then that shouldn't stop the friendship. And you know what? We're not called to be separating ourselves from folks. We're called to be salt, and we're called to be light if you're a Christian like me. And so I realized that. And so, I never tell anybody based on whether it's sexual orientation or whatever. I don't ever let any of that stop me from loving people and being kind and good to people, because that's what God told us to do. And that's the kind of person that I am. And all the rest will come out in the wash. Does that make sense? So I hope that this has helped you, mama. I just really encourage you to stop looking around and seeing with your natural eye, I don't have anybody. And I want you to start saying, you know what, God, I'm making room for good people in my life. Please send me my people. As a business owner, this is what I tell God. I say, God, send me my people. Send me the kind of woman and the kind of mom who will understand what it is that I'm trying to say. And she connects with my humor. She loves the fact that I'm always dropping wisdom. She believes in what it is that I'm trying to do, and she knows that I have what it takes to take her to the next level. If she needs to work with me, whether that's in purchasing, bundles, books, coaching, coming to an event, that this is something that's going to bless her spirit. And for people who I'm not for, that's okay. But God, send me my people. And so I want you to start saying the same thing about friendships and relationships and family members. Help me to be a good person and to be light and to be a friend. And then in turn, please send me my people. All right. So I pray you have an amazing Saturday evening. I am going to go cook for these boys and start packing for my trip to Playa del Carmen mañana, for my trip to Mexico tomorrow. I'm going to be there for less than a week, but I'm going to have to miss Mom Chat, because by the time I get to where I'm supposed to be, y'all will be like, where's Kwanda? So instead, I wanted to talk about this topic. I said I would do this on today, and I did want to do it live, but y'all already know how life is. And so I decided I would record this video to just encourage moms out there to start just being open, to start looking, because there are really good people on this planet. Don't let the news fool you and the radio and all this stuff. There are good people, but we have to do our due diligence to vet them. And if you need more, I'm telling you, my first book, Do It Anyway, The Single Mom's Guide to Living Life and Achieving Her Goals, is on Amazon, and it's on ebook. It's on Kindle. It's also on paperback. And then I have them at kwandalam.com/shop. And when you order from me, I send you autographed copies, and I write messages in there to you to kind of encourage your spirit. But whatever you do, if you're a single mama and you are still like, oh my God, drinking from a water hose, and how do I do this? If you don't go and grab that book, the Kindle versions are like $3.99 and $5.99, I think. And I used to have them higher priced than that, and I lowered them again so that anybody who needs access to this information to change their lives will get it, read it, and implement it. So that book is all about strategy and action steps and life, and it's good. You don't have to sit and read it all at once. Find the chapter that's speaking to where you are right now. There's one on organization. There's one on dating. There's one on money. Y'all didn't know that, did y'all? That's, if you read the book, I threw 2 bonus chapters in there at the end to help you get your whole entire life. But that's how we do. And the devotional, I threw in 3 extra devotionals. So I say it's a 31-day devotional. It's really 34. And I put in there how to craft your vision. There are pages for you to put the vision for your life. I'm telling y'all, I'm always putting in some goodness, some little secrets, but you gotta actually read it. So when people buy it and then they're still on here telling me about how life is rough and this and they're stuck, and I'm like, did you read the book? Did you read the book? Because I know y'all. Like, if you order from me, I know your names, honey. Like, I know who I'm talking to. And when I have events, I know all my people. Trust me. I'll be like, oh my God, hey girl. Yes, I know you. I look you up. I check your profile. When people ask to be when people ask to be a part of my Facebook group, I go and I look. Because I want to see, are you talking negativity? Are you talking negatively about other folks? You got drama all up and down your profile. What's going on? You know, do I need this vibe up in here? Because over here, we don't do the negative. Over here, we do the positivity. Over here, we trying to live our best lives. Over here, we trying to level up. So trust me, I know you. Like, if you have purchased anything from Kwanda, she knows you, honey, and she appreciates you. But even if you haven't, right? But for the people who have, I'm like, she ain't finished the book. She ain't finished the book. Because I'm trying to tell you, married women get this book and they be like, oh my God, girl, highlighting, you know, messaging me. Somebody was reading the book, and I promise you, play by play, as they were going through it, they were sending me long messages because that's what they needed in that season. I'm telling you to speak to you. And I just thank God for using me to get that onto paper. And so I can tell if you have made time or not. And so I'm just simply saying to you, make time to do what needs to be done. Give yourself moments. Start carving out time. If you're looking up every day, your 24 hours is gone and you're tired, that's because you have not put boundaries around your time, and you've got to start doing that with your kids, with your work, with your family, with everybody. And so back to the point. When I moved to Texas, it was the most amazing thing. Was I scared? Just a little, but I was also strong by that time. You know, I had something new had risen up in me, and I was like, I've already been through the worst. Nothing could be worse than this. And I'm ready for the new challenges. And I had an amazing, beautiful, peaceful 3 years in this little small town. It's like God had just tucked me away so I could keep growing. And he gave me just the right amount of people to support me. And it was new and it was amazing, and my boys thrived. And so maybe you need a new beginning, right? And maybe you need new friends, and you're crying about the old ones left and they don't support you. Listen, there are 8 billion people on the planet. Somebody is looking for you, okay? Somebody needs what you have, and you've just got to show up and be available. All right. So I meant for this to be 5 minutes. My apologies, but I pray it blessed your spirit. If it did, drop me a comment. Let me know, so when I'm on the plane, I can be responding back to you. If you're looking for an amazing group of women to support you, what happens in our group stays in our group. I do come in there from time to time, and I do a little bit of teaching. This week we had a really, really, really good conversation. And if you would like to join the Facebook group, it used to be called Parent Thrive Win. I just changed the name to Winning Single Moms. And so if you would like to join, again, request. You already know I'm going to go look at your profile, so clean it up if it needs to be. I need to clean up the back of this car. But just start focusing on being the better version of you, the version that you know you're supposed to be, that if you had the time, you would be, because right now you do have the time. And like I said, put boundaries around it. Tell everybody else, no, this is my self-care. This is my me moment. Start journaling if you need to. Start affirming how amazing you are and how great friends are coming into your life. And so there's a reason why the Bible tells us to speak things into existence, to speak things that are not as though they were. Hallelujah. Listen, y'all see I be trying to stay on track, don't you? So start speaking the goodness that you want to see. Start expecting the goodness that you want to see, and I guarantee you it'll start showing up. It's not magic. It's just Jesus. All right? I'm going to talk to y'all later. Have a good evening. Prepare to win. Prepare to win. Prepare to win. I will talk to you soon. God bless. Start building that tribe.